Looks like we're all set, so gonna turn things over to Yutori for his Super Monkey Ball 2 run. Best of luck.
All right, we all ready? We on? We live?
We good?
All right, should we do a countdown?
Yeah, Yutori, you want to count them down?
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so this is Super Monkey Ball 2, and this is the hardest stage in the game.
If I could just really quickly interject with a generous donation. We have a $10,000 donation from the Yeti. Hey all, Yeti here. Yesterday was an amazing day full of blocks we love. Thanks to all the staff, volunteers, and especially the runners. You are what makes this event so special. Let's unlock that Super Monkey Ball run.
Woo! Thank you very much, Yeti.
We also have another $10,000 donation from the Yeti. Seriously? Let's get that Super Monkey Ball run. Which, by the way, we have met that incentive, so following this run, we will see a Super Monkey Ball run. So featuring Yutori and Jeff. So thank you everybody for your donations.
So starting off this run, we're seeing some of the hardest levels in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree with that. I think that's an accurate representation of this world. But to give some actual real information, when at the beginning of the stages and at the end of the stages, you see him pausing and menuing. And what that is basically canceling 2 cutscenes that happen, or animations. When he pauses at the beginning, it spins the world in faster, saves about 3 seconds. And then at the end, he does that menuing and goes back to the stage select screen, and that saves the little happy dance that II does. So as much as we want to see II happy, it's not fast to do that. So that's what that is. And you do it 100 times for 100 levels, so it saves, you know, anywhere from 5 to 6 minutes if you do it well.
So the menuing on the Japanese version is actually a little bit risky because in order to menu up to stage select, you have to pass exit game. And if he hits exit game accidentally, he goes all the way back to the main menu. And on the English version, you can pause on a screen that asks you if you want to save your progress and go back to stage select from there, which is a little bit faster. But on the Japanese version, it doesn't let you do that. So it's actually pretty slow to exit game.
Yeah, it's like 10-second time loss if you do that.
Something like that.
Maybe even more. So he's going to go for a 1 cycle here, which just means that he's going to try to skip this cycle on the bridge. And no! He just missed it there. That saves about 10 seconds because the cycles are just timer-based movement. So going back to the stage select thing, in the US version, you can actually, when you pause on the save screen, if you go back to stage select and you're hovering over a level and you've beaten a level, you can actually skip that stage just by kind of glitching out the pause menu. And that only works, I think, on the North American version, or like the NTSC version.
Yeah.
Or North American NTSC version. It was patched out, I guess, out of the Japanese version.
So coming up soon in 2.4, we'll see our first pause buffer of the run. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so pause buffering, basically, if you do the same inputs at the same time, holding the same direction, the same result will happen. So what Yutori is going to do is hold, I believe it's up left until a certain frame, and then go neutral, and then do a movement, and, well. All right, so he got the frame, and now he's going to hold up and up right here, and there you go. So pause buffers just allow the runner to do the exact same thing the exact same way, as long as you get the same frames and hold the same direction on those frames. So that's actually a really interesting thing that just happened. So
Yeah.
this game has a weird way of doing collision, in which it only detects collision over edges, 48 of the 60 frames, I believe it is.
Yeah.
So there's just 12 frames where if you go over an edge, you'll just teleport over it, and you won't collide with it. So it can be really beneficial, or it can be really detrimental,
Yeah.
just depending on what level you're on and what you need to have happen. So what happened to him was obviously not great, but it's a good talking point, so it worked out.
This is one of my most fun strats in the run. You just fall forever and get a ton of speed
Yeah,
and blast through the goal.
yeah. It's the fastest, like, completable stage, I believe, as far as, like, top speed the monkey reaches. Now, on interims, you can obviously reach, like, 999 and
Right.
even further beyond that. The game caps, like, the visual at 999, but I think the in-game unit's, like, 4,500 miles per hour.
Jeez.
So... I always love this strat. Just bouncing over the top of everything, it's great.
And then we end off World 2 with a pretty basic level. It can be kind of annoying to get this quickly,
Yeah,
just because the platforms move really fast. And
Yeah.
if you're not fast enough, then you'll just fall right off.
yeah, a lot of people will opt to not press the fast forward button there, and there's other levels that have the buttons, so those buttons just control the cycle speeds of the moving parts of the level. So like right here, you fall in on the fast forward button, you just, and actually you use that speed to your advantage here, so he's just gonna get hit forward and just slam into the goal. That almost looked like a glitch goal, didn't it?
Yeah. Should we talk about boosting at the start of stages?
That's an absolutely horrible idea. Of course we should. So boosting just gives you a small little boost of speed, like the name implies. By holding up left or up right when you fall into the stage, you gain a small boost of acceleration because the game's thinking that your control stick is further away from center.
Yeah.
And it just gives you a slight boost. So there are some strats that are actually impossible if you don't boost, like frame boost at the beginning. All right, so Yutori's going to do something really cool here. This is like one of the coolest strats. I've always been a big fan of it. There we go.
Nice.
Oh no!
Oh, no! Well, version differences.
Yeah.
As far as other version differences, you can hear the like the sound effects are a bit different in the Japanese version.
And I have to play again.
Yeah.
When I exit game.
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
Yeah, so what happened there is he accidentally exited the game instead of going to stage select, so he loses 10 seconds from having to menu back into the game and has to redo the stage.
Yeah. There we go. Also, this URL does not work, so like anyone in chat, it doesn't. There's
Yeah, if you guys are planning on crashing this website with GDQ
It just
chat,
doesn't
it's,
exist.
it's not going to work. The website doesn't exist anymore.
Well, I think it does, but it's just like a landing page that just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It hasn't been updated in like 10 years. That's just like a chat thing. Every time I play that level, they're like, hey, that website doesn't exist anymore. I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know what you expected. I'm not sure what the...
This is the start of a trend in levels where it gives you several different options. In a couple of them, it's faster to go on the second largest one just because it's closer to the goal. But that one, you can get a little boost over to the largest one, which makes that one the fastest to stay on.
I'm always too scared to go for the little boost there. Oh, nice save. That was kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always too scared to go on the to do that boost on curvy option.
This is the level that always kills my PB pace in World 3.
It's very hard because when you go off, you kind of go off blindly, and you have to adjust your falling speed. So that was very good. Yeah, trend in this game are just blind jumps off of things, and
Yeah.
just knowing where you need to be.
I think my average try count on that level is anywhere from 2 to 15 tries.
Yeah, 15's about accurate.
Usually if I start missing it, I just start getting on a trend of getting more and more tilted until I just can't do it and I have to start over.
Yeah. So this level always bodied me as a kid. Like just, and of course I was too young to realize that the glowing lines were where the comb bristles were. So I just never kind of put 2 and 2 together. But I love the strat that we do now, or just go completely through it.
This is always a fun level to execute and to watch.
It's just smooth,
Yeah.
honestly.
And you conveniently, just by holding forward,
So Yutori does a really scary strat to me,
Yeah.
where he goes through the middle, I go around the outside.
but yeah, conveniently on that level, if you just hold straight forward. Hold on. Nice.
Very nice.
But yeah, on Beehive, conveniently, if you just hold straight forward, it boosts you to the left instead of bouncing you straight up like you'd expect from hitting a corner.
Yeah. Is that a single frame perfect Yutori for Dynamic Maze?
That is single frame perfect.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so some of the pause buffers, you have a little more than 1 frame to pause, which makes them a little easier. But there's quite a few strats.
Ooh,
Oh.
so close.
There's quite a few strats that are frame perfect, so you need to pause on the exact right frame or it doesn't work.
Yeah. This game has a lot of them, especially in the later worlds.
This is one of my least favorite
I think,
levels in the game.
I think casually that's like the second worst or second least fun stage to play
Yeah.
casually. And then 410 is probably the least.
Yeah, if anyone played this game casually as a kid or even not as a kid, you probably have very not fond memories of 410.
Yeah.
It's called Arthropod. The name might ring a bell to anybody who was traumatized by it. This strat looks cool.
Yeah. All right, so what he's going to do here is he's going to menu to 410 and play it before 49, and this is basically loading manipulation. So the way that the cutscenes work on the last... Oh, is he go? Oh, he's going for it. Oh! Yeah. Wow. That was amazing. So the reason that you play Seesaw Bridges here last is because the ending cutscenes take about 10 to 11 seconds to load in, and they load on the last stage that you play, so they load behind the scenes. And so what we do is on worlds that have stages that are longer than 10 seconds, we play those stages last in order to let all the cutscene load beforehand so that there's less loading times in between worlds. It saves a total of about 15 seconds, I believe, in the course of the run. Mm-hmm. So you see here, it'll just kind of do its thing. But that would have been even longer had he not played Seesaw Bridges last.
Yeah, if he hadn't done that last, then he would have gotten that loading screen, and then it would have gone to the cutscene, and he would have gotten. Ooh.
All right, all right.
That strat is way harder than he made it look.
Yeah, that's
Let
very
me tell
hard.
you.
It's very hard, and it saves about 11 seconds, so it's very worth it as well.
It saves 20 for me because I'm slow.
It's funny because if I had gotten that on my PB, I would have had a 31 instead of a 32 because I have a 32-11,
Yeah.
so it would have stayed enough time.
But yeah, I think the rest of World 5 is pretty simple, so we could get a donation or two in.
Yeah.
All right, we have a $25 donation from Just Some Random Dude 157. Had to donate during this Super Monkey Ball block, the best speed game. Best of luck to you, Tori, and I'm looking forward to a great race. And a $50 donation from Char Bunny. Can't not donate during Monkey Ball.
This level's always super fun to execute.
Yeah, it just looks good. This is also one of the stages that you can do the time stop glitch or time over glitch on.
Yeah.
Which is just basically a glitch where you end after the timer has ended. You finish the level after the timer's ended, and it does some really zany things in challenge mode. I guess I can explain it since there's not too much
Yeah, go ahead.
in World 5. So the way it works is basically if you do, usually it involves about 6 frame perfect movements. You can finish after the timer has ended, either by the party ball hitting you in or the level moving into you. So on the, I believe it's only on the NTSC U version, the stages that move 1 frame after time ends, which is odd. But it basically allows you to skip for every frame between the time that the level is finished and the time that the level resets. It skips 1 stage in, like, it tries to put you a stage ahead every frame, but because you failed the level, it puts you back on the same stage. So in most cases, it'll let you replay the stage you just failed as the final stage of that level set.
Yeah.
So it makes for some really interesting any percent runs. Even though there's not really a percentage counter, that's just the best name we could come up with. And as you see, he played zigzag slopes there last, so he could get the loading manipulation for World 6. World 6 probably has like the most underrated music in this run.
I'd say so.
It's a sleeper.
It leaves a bad taste in my mouth because I don't like World 6, but
I just don't like 6-3. Opera is
yeah, that's
not
I
good.
should have rephrased. World 6 is fine, but 6-3 is not fine.
No, it's very not fine. But there's a very cool strat to it, so you're gonna see Yutori absolutely nail it. It's gonna be great. Oh. No, I guess he didn't go for the missed it by a frame. Oh no. Oh.
Jumped off a little bit early there,
There we go.
but now we get another chance to see this.
Missed it by a frame again. That's the most common thing in this game, is just missing something by 1 frame.
Really? It is 2 frame perfect strat.
Mm-hmm.
It is so hard.
So something I find kind of amusing.
Oh, there we go. Let's see.
Oh.
Very nice save.
So something I find kind of amusing about the Japanese version is the ready go at the start of every stage is still in English, but it's still a different soundbite from the American version.
Yeah.
For some reason, they recorded someone different, or just a different take of
Ready
the
go.
same person saying ready go. I'm not brave enough to go for that one.
I don't think anyone is. Well, I only know like 3 people who've ever done the red goal on tiers unbuffered.
Oh god.
Actually, maybe it's more than 3, but
I could hardly do it. Ooh.
oh, almost.
I could hardly do it buffered when I tried.
I just kind of refuse to do it unbuffered. I was like, at this point, I'm just like, maybe not.
So on that level, he holds back or neutral.
No, it's neutral. So you
Neutral.
hold up, and then right at the peak, you go neutral for a couple frames, then you hold back up, and it lets you get like a boost off the edge and cross that gap.
I don't know if it's a common mistake, but at least for me, when I was learning this game, I didn't know to hold neutral for a couple frames there, so I kept just flying straight over the edge and wondering what I was doing wrong.
So this stage infuriated me as a kid, and I actually had to look up how to beat it because I could never figure out that, like, so there's 2 sets of buttons and then 1 set that's right. There's I believe 4 buttons that are correct and the rest are incorrect, and they'll have like things that come and push you off. And I just never looked to see that what was lighting up.
So that level has the illusion of being really hard, but if you have somewhat decent balance, you can just stay on the edge and the folding down platforms won't touch you at all.
Yeah. I said this is another stage where you can get a cycle skip on that saves another 10 seconds. So if he's fast enough here, he'll be able to get on this platform, and there we go. Oof,
Yeah,
that was
nice.
close. There we go.
Easy.
Too easy. Not for me. For him. I'm inconsistent in that. There we go. All right. That strat is very hard because even getting the frame, you still have to do really, really tight movement after you hit the goal, like the edge of the goal, and it scares me. It's very hard. Oh.
That one hurts.
Okay, I'm gonna go safe strat.
Safe strat.
Yeah, so it's faster to go straight through the middle here, but also a lot more risky. So you can just go right around the edge and it's pretty free.
So I believe this stage is what started pause buffer strats in this run. This was found way back, like 5 years ago, probably. I think back in 2013, where if you pause on one of 2 frames, there's like 2 frames you can get, and there's different movement for both, but you just skip over all of that. So you see he skipped 7-5, and that's because he's going to be doing the loading manipulation with that level. Oh, that saved you. That bump saved you. That was awesome.
That strat is a lot harder than it looks.
So it's harder because the collision for the spirals isn't exactly perfectly rounded, so you see him skipping off of it, and sometimes you can just get stuck in one of the bumps, and it'll just shoot you off, or you just won't get any collision, and so you get no speed, so you can't transfer over. It's kind of finicky. And speaking of momentum transfer, this is probably the best example of that.
Nice.
There we go. That's it. That strat's like going from point A to point C while skipping point B entirely.
Here's another one of the hardest levels in the game. Hi, everybody.
Hey guys!
Wait, are we still playing a game?
There's a game. The gameplay. Oh, there we go.
Oh, he beat it. That was frame perfect, by the way.
Yeah, frame totally 100%.
This level's always super scary to me. I always get a little bit of shaky hands on this platform because if you go too much to either side, that thing will just whip you straight off the stage.
Yep. Also, I'm pretty sure that's the hardest stage in a no banana run.
Yeah.
Because the 4 bananas at the end. So you have to actually like bounce over them somehow. I don't know.
And here's World 8, which I think is probably my most hated world in the game because of one level that will come up very soon.
See, this is my favorite level as far as like feeling good about my gameplay, but the music just makes me really nervous. So I don't too often feel good about my gameplay.
So these first 2 levels aren't too bad.
Even the first 3, I'd say. I mean, this level's not too bad either. It can be. So Yutori's doing the safe strat here. You pause at 58-33, hold up, and then adjust in the air. There's a strat where you don't pause, you go instantly, and then you have to try to transfer over after the middle thing.
Now here's probably the hardest speed strat in the game to learn, at least.
I'd say for new runners, this is probably one of the hardest, just because of the blind jump down. It's a really weird angle.
Yeah.
So you have to understand how the ball travels through the air and all that stuff.
And one of the things you pretty much have to get in your head is the place where the ball lands is not where it looks like it's going to land until just a couple frames before you hit it.
There we go. So this strat's, I believe it's each kind of set of frames is like frame perfect, and there's like 2 sets of frames that you can get. But that saves a lot of time. That level's not fun otherwise. So this is another kind of attempted cycle skip where you clip off the piston and then you clip up to the next to last trampoline here. It's kind of weird because we discussed earlier, collision isn't perfect or really like super close to it. It's kind of perfect.
Yeah, and we didn't mention it when the level passed, but earlier in the run, Wormhole, that jump that he got, sometimes collision just won't happen there, and he'll go straight over it.
Yeah, that's one of the best examples, I think, of collision just, screwing you over or helping you.
As if that strat wasn't hard enough, sometimes the game will just decide, no, even though you had the setup perfect, not going to happen.
So Warp is probably the least fun stage in this game. It's just not fun. I don't know how else to describe it. It's not fun.
If you ever try to go for the green goal, it's even more not fun.
That's true.
But yeah, the green goal, you can get up on top of that last little hill.
And then
there's another slope on the other side with a set of bumpers on either side that love to torment you.
Yeah, when I first went for that, I got stuck in between the bumpers and got just bullied. Just bumped back and forth for, 5 seconds and then flung off the stage. Learned my lesson.
So World 9 is my favorite world in the game. It's not necessarily a hard world, but it has a lot of really fun execution in it. And it's visually appealing. I mean, look at
I think
this.
it's the most visually aesthetic and musically aesthetic set of levels. I mean, how can you not get hypnotized by spinning Saw? It's actually a really cool stage. Like, jokes aside. This shot right here is really cool just because it's not terribly too hard to execute, but it looks really good. Because you just bounce off one of the pipes and shoot straight in the goal. Same with this. And I'm going to let the next level speak for itself because the strat just does it better justice than words can, honestly.
Yeah, my suggestion for commentary on this level was
don't.
or watch this.
Yeah, basically. So it's triple frame perfect, and there's like 2 or 3 sets of frames you can get. So it's very challenging, but worth it. Ooh.
Missing the third frame on a triple frame perfect strat is always disheartening.
There we go.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
So sometimes we get excited when we hit 9.6, so we just mash into 9.7. So normally when you're doing loading manipulation, you'll skip 9.7. But since he played 9.7, he'll skip 9.9, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So he'll skip 9.9. It's a little bit slower, but it still is better than playing it out. Also, doing the strat he did on Corkscrew requires a lot more execution than a lot of this game's speed tech is a lot more execution than it looks like. But it's very fun. It's a very fun speed game.
Oh, this strat's really hard.
It's like frame perfect. It's impossible. No, just
First try, absolutely amazing. What a god of a runner. Jokes aside, that's actually very easy.
Now, its expert mode counterpart is not as easy because you actually have to do a really quick upright movement to go in the goal because you can't just like let off when you fall in. But yeah, the story mode version's super consistent. And so World 10 has a lot of frame perfect strategy.
And also the most forgettable level in the game.
Yeah, training is a level that until I played, I always forget exists. I'm just like, weren't you in World 1? But no, you were here in World 10.
Yeah, because there's no better time to teach the runner
how to balance,
how to play
than
World 10.
All right, so here's our first of the really big frame perfect strats. So normally on Gimmick, you go to the right side, you press a button, it moves the level, and then you go all the way around, and then go up a hill, and then go in the goal. You finish with about 9 seconds left. So because he missed one of the frames, he had to do 2 extra frame perfect pauses there, so that turned from a 3 frame perfect strat into a 5 frame perfect strat, and he got it. So that's actually really, really impressive.
Yeah, so basically he messed up the somewhat easier version of that strat.
The 3 frame perfect strat, as if that was easy.
And was forced to do an even harder version and still got it.
Yeah, that's really impressive. I don't even remember the backup frames for that. If I got, the 10 frame, I just reset the level. It's a lot of numbers to go through.
But even
So close.
even doing that strat, like taking a couple tries to do it, is still faster than doing the
There we
level
go.
normally, because it takes almost a minute to go through the entire thing.
Yeah, I think you finish with about 9 or 8 seconds on the timer if you do it normally. So if you take 2 tries, it's still faster. So right there's a frame perfect strat. If you get 71, I believe, on the timer, you can do a little clip and avoid doing that. It's a couple seconds faster.
And it's one of my favorite looking pause strats in the run.
Yeah. So there is a pause strategy for this level, but it's actually much slower. People opt to do it because they think this strat is, well, I would say, I guess the word would be, it wouldn't be too hard. It's just
intimidating.
Hard to, yeah, it's an intimidating strat because you kind of do this blind jump onto an angled thing, and then you're also blindly going to the left. So it just requires a lot of practice. So I'm gonna shut up because this is. So this is 4 frame perfect. 4.
No, come on.
You get this.
Oh no.
Oh.
1 frame off.
Aw.
I'm gonna go normally.
So if you get that, you would be able to clip off the second set of stairs going into the building complex and clip over to the goal.
And instead, you go upstairs because the devs of this game thought it would be a good idea to make a spherical object go upstairs.
Yeah. My problem isn't with the stairs. It's with the amount of space you have on some of the stairs to get momentum up the stairs.
Yeah.
It's like it would be fine if like it was like the first set. All right, so coming up on Invisible is probably my favorite strat in the run.
So normally you have to go through basically a maze of invisible platforms there that spell out the word invisible, and it's really hard to do if you don't know where you're going. So time is coming up soon,
Yeah, when he crosses the goal platform here on this level, it'll be time.
and this strat is also really hard.
Yeah, as if the rest of the run wasn't
First
hard
try,
enough.
that's time.
What time?
33:18.
So that is the fastest run of this category in a marathon ever, by like a minute.
So if I'm not mistaken, now we're going to set up for a race.
Yes.
Fantastic job, Yutori, and we're absolutely looking forward to your race with Jeff here in the next few minutes. While we get set up, I'll go ahead and get caught up on some of our donations. So we have a $30 donation from Bearded Parker. My dino friends got me into GDQ. I think I look forward to Super Monkey Ball runs the most. A $150 donation from TJ220. Super Monkey Ball is always one of my favorite games to watch. So of course I had to donate to get that extra run in. $50 from the Mad Bicyclist. When there's an option for more Monkey Ball, who wouldn't donate toward that? Good luck to all the runners. $25 from Summer L. This is the best monkey ball run ever. Keep it up. $25 from Cody Coleman. Monkeys are fun. Super monkeys are better. Super monkeys running around in random spheres are rad as heck. This has been lots and lots of fun. Thank you to all the runners and a massive shout out to Soraya. Great job and much support. Thank you, Cody. We have a $30 donation that says, let's see that monkey ball race. $150 from Troy70. Gotta love Super Monkey Ball speedruns. Keep up the great runs. Thank you, GDQ team, for putting on these amazing events. We have a $50 donation from Stinger Skull. Watching GDQs for several years now, but my first time donating because I finally got a job. Shout out to all the runners and staffs. Thanks for the entertainment, and keep donating for a great cause. Greetings from France. We have a $50 donation from Moo174, Pepsi for TV game. And another $50 donation from West Philly. I'm watching online with my friends, and we're in awe of the skill displayed at this GDQ. We all want to see Pepsi Man, so let's make this happen. And just a quick update on that Pepsi Man run. We are currently sitting at $1,864 of that $45,000 incentive, so if you want to see that, don't hesitate to donate. We have a $10 donation from Bruce Yu. These monkey ball runners are amazing. They do not need wings to fly. Thanks, Bruce, for that $10. Every little bit helps.